All right, middle-aged white guy reacts coming back today with another Tom MacDonald. This time, finally, and again, we have no response. If you haven't been following my channel, I had some technical difficulties with the upload of my initial reaction to this. Long story short, the file is trash, it's garbage, it's gone. So this isn't my initial reaction, okay? This will be a reaction. Now, I really wanted this to be my second listen of this. Okay? Really wanted that. But if you thought I could listen to this song one time and then just step away from it for like 24 hours and come back to it, no way. No way. So, I probably heard this 6 times yesterday or so, give or take. Yeah, it's that good. This is an absolute masterpiece. You do not compare this to any other rap song, any other modern day artist, any other song within the last 200 years. I mean, I don't know. You know, this to me, this goes down in history with Beethoven, Mozart, Bach, all of them. This is a classic. Like, it's a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. There is just no words that can describe this song. So, with that said, we'll get into a reaction. I don't know exactly how this is going to go. I tried to think of ways to do this and, like, you know, kind of script things out since I've already seen it, so I can kind of streamline the video. It's not how I operate, though. I'm just an asshole with a microphone, so I think if we stick to that formula, we'll get a better video. So, let's do it.
I'm the rapper that these other rappers jealous of. I made more off CDs than rappers who are selling drugs. True story. Every single aspect independent. I got texts from presidents and major labels I ain't read yet. Told my manager I'd knock him out and he was like the homie. Then I fired him. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, dog. Au revoir. I don't need nobody's help. It's me and Nova by ourselves. Come here, babe. This is the entire team, nobody else. I conceptualize, produce, and write like every record. Me and Nova work the hooks, then they're mixed and mastered by Evan. This is homegrown. Shout out all the rappers who have thrown stones. I'ma die rich while your casket full of broke bones. I ain't gonna respond to all your disses. Look, I get it. Your video get no views.
It's building. I'm getting into it right now. I'm like, okay, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
Account already full. I counted 7 digits like.
Well, a couple seconds after this, I mean, obviously I know this is coming now. I lost my shit in the first reaction. Lost my shit. I mean, it was just how, like, the beat just steady was building. Like, he didn't really say anything there that's too complicated. I think we all understand his point in that first verse. Nothing to really go over there. Let's keep going. Oh, and somebody finally, after how many videos, told me that you can use the space bar to pause and the arrow keys to go back and forth 5 seconds in the video. You guys see my channel name, right? Middle-aged white guy. Do you think I know this? I know Alt-Tab and Control-Alt-Delete, that's it. Somebody could have told me. Anyway, let's go.
I'll attack me with disses, attract all the critics, I'll laugh at predictions, surpass all the limits. The whacker the rapper, the more he's angered by the fact that I'm winning. I'm stacking the millions, it's tragic to witness like cancer in children.
Hey.
That is the first bar that really grabbed me. Okay. Rappers are angry that at the fact that I'm winning. It's he's stacking the millions. It's tragic to see, like, cancer in children. Like, holy shit, man. That's pretty fucking tragic, right? That's pretty damn tragic. I can't think of too much else in this world that's more heartbreaking and tragic than that. So what he's saying, though, is, you know, obviously he has these haters. They see that he's successful. He's making money. He's doing it independent the way he wants to do it. And they're jealous. And to them, it's tragic to see somebody who, in their eyes, doesn't deserve what he's getting. And, you know, to them, it's as tragic as watching a child slowly die of cancer. Like, that's how much they hate this man. All right, let's go.
No playlist, no pay clicks, no fake.
Rappers call me gay cause my braids pink.
Yo, main, go crazy, so wasted.
Front row at my show, I'm her favorite.
Okay, so basically he just said he's organic and homegrown again, right? No paid clicks, no fake shit, no playlists or whatever. So he's saying he does nothing to drive views to his content. He doesn't buy clicks, nothing. All right, it's organic and it's homegrown. He just puts it out there and people latched onto it.
Famous, they basically hate that I made it. Get paid more in a day than they claim on their paycheck. I'm patient, but say my name again. I ain't playing. I'll buy the place that you stay in, then raise the rent till the space in your parents' basement is vacant.
Lost my shit there. Lost my shit there. This man has such a way with taking the most benign saying and twisting it up and changing it around and, you know, wrapping it in like a nice little bow and throwing some sprinkles on it or some, you know, some glitter and coming up with like an amazing new way of saying an old thing. So let's hear that one more time because I forget exactly how he says it.
My name again, I basically hate that I made it. Get paid more in a day than they claim on their paycheck. I'm patient, but say my name again. I ain't playing. I'll buy the place that you stay in, then raise the rent till the space in your parents' basement is vacant.
Okay, I'm patient, whatever, something, okay. Say my name again. I'm patient, but say my name again, and I'll buy the place that you stay at and raise the rent until the space in your parents' basement is vacant. Okay, did I tell you how many times I listened to this yesterday? Okay, I can't remember if I said it in the intro, but a lot. He basically said you live with your moms. You live with your mom. Okay? So what he's going to do is he's going to, if you talk shit, he's going to go to your parents' landlord and he's going to buy his property from him. And then he's going to raise the rent until your parents can no longer afford to stay there. And they're going to have to move out. And when your parents move out, your ass has to go with them. So that basement you've been occupying for the last 15 years is about to be vacant. Like, man, Thomas, do you have to be so nasty to them, man? Do you have to be so nasty? Come on, man. Hugs, not thugs, Tom.
Name again, I ain't playing. I'll buy the place that you stay in, then raise the rent till the space in your parents' basement is vacant.
They call me privileged, y'all can't admit that I'm gifted. I did it without a label's assistance.
And I just mentioned, we've had what? This is at least the third different flow, right? This is at least the third. He might have snuck another one in there. I can't remember. I was going to tally them as I heard them. But like I said, I think I operate better as an asshole on a microphone, so I don't want to get into all that. Anyway, but like this is like the third different flow switch, and we're a minute 16 into the song. I mean, okay, let's just go, because there's plenty more.
The business decisions, I overcame the addictions, lived in the streets, got evicted, kicked it with killers.
This he's just telling you his story.
Was different. I bought a mic, started spitting, produced the beats, and I mixed it. I turned my hand into.
And if you're a Tom fan, you know this story. Okay, so this is how he came up. This is the struggles he went through. Just kind of reiterating it in case you're not a fan of his, and he can kind of establish it for this song.
With fist and flip the bird to the system. I prayed I'd finish my mission and keep my image consistent. I fixed the parts that were missing and switched the gas and the pistons. It's mathematics and physics. I had to travel the distance. I had to add some ambition and then subtract my suspicions. I wanted castles and riches, headed for caskets or prisons. I battled glasses of liquor and cabinets packed with prescriptions.
I think he's about to do that. But that's so hard. Like, the whole metaphor of how he had to rearrange himself. He had to rearrange himself and how he viewed the outside world around him in order to take a step forward into what he has become today. He couldn't do it how he was today, so he had to switch the gas and the pistons. He had to add some ambition, subtract some suspicion. He wanted castles or riches. That's what he wanted. But the way he was put together was leading him to caskets or prison. Like, ugh. So by switching all that stuff around, he could put himself back on a better path. Tom.
Wanted castles and riches, headed for caskets or prisons. I battled glasses of liquor and cabinets packed with prescriptions. And still these rappers wanna sneak this all over my Facebook, always trying to tweet. I ain't gonna keep this a secret. My marketing genius, the algorithm triggered by exploiting your weakness. And y'all can
Lost it there. Or no, that might not. I might have missed this in the reaction. I can't remember. It might have been on one of the other listens. But he's saying, damn it, what is it? Hold on, I'm sorry, I lost it. Lost my train of thought.
it's a secret. My marketing genius, the
Algorithm triggered by exploiting your weakness. So he said, my marketing genius is just throwing out songs that's going to piss you guys off. That's all I did. And you triggered the algorithm because of the weak way your mind works and how you look at things and how quickly and superficially you become offended by things. So that was a funny way of putting it, I thought.
Facebook, always trying to tweet. I ain't gonna keep this a secret. My marketing genius, the algorithm triggered by exploiting your weakness. And y'all can call me clickbait and gimmicks, I call me rich. A million monthly listens on Spotify.
Yeah.
I'm about to drop a couple $1 million on a grip, $250,000 on a whip. I just sent my mom a grip. And first of all, I heard it all. I could write a perfect song. I Googled the net worth of rappers hating and I don't respond. Middle finger from a private.
That is such an important bar. And I'm very happy that I caught this the first go around. I didn't realize when I heard it how important that bar just was until way later in the song. And it's let's hear it. Let's hear it because you have to remember this. Keep this in mind.
$1 million on a grip, $250,000 on a whip. I just sent my mom a grip. And first of all, I heard it all. I could write a perfect song. I Googled the net worth of rappers hating and I don't respond.
I Google the net worth of rappers hating and I don't respond. So what is Tom saying there? He is saying he is not going to punch down. Okay? He is not going to punch down. Remember, Mac Lethal had apparently 2 million more subscribers than Tom. Tom was taking a swing at, I don't want to say a bigger guy, but at least it's, as somebody who was on equal footing with him. So he is not going to, because if you are a rapper who is smaller than him and just trying to build your name off of him, it's not going to boost your career that way for you. He's not going to waste his energy punching down. All right. That's a no-win situation. Even though sometimes the people down there need to get punched down even further when they're getting out of line, at the end of the day, you just look like a bully. There's no winning. There's no way for you to win that. So he is not going to punch down. Very important. Very important. Remember that.
Middle finger from a private jet. I don't give a single flight.
Middle finger from a private jet. Every other person I met, pussy on Twitter pussy in person on Twitter, they're tough. Self-explanatory there. But yeah, I like middle finger from a flying jet. I don't give a single flying fuck. That's funny. Okay. And I've been seeing patty cake in my comments for 30 some odd videos now. And we finally get it. And this is what, the 4th or 5th flow right here. 4th or 5th. Depending how you're looking at it. 4th or 5th. I mean, and we're 2 minutes in to a 6-minute song. It's insane. It's insane. This is just insane.
Private jet, I don't give a single flight. Every single person I have met in person on Twitter, they're tough.
Yo, if rappers want to beef, I got the roast pan. Put them in the dirt.
And if you're wondering if I threw my headphones and walked away at this part, screaming at Tom, yes, I did. And I was yelling at you guys for the patty cakes, the whole 9. All right, yeah, I lost my shit on this part.
In person on Twitter, they're tough.
Yo, if rappers want to beef, I got the roast pan. Put them in the dirt like a UFO crash. Double time rappers mad.
First of all, that double at the beginning is awesome. Rappers want a beef, I got the roast pan. Like, hey man, you want some beef? Well, I got a roast pan right here. We cook it up, man. We can have, and a nice chuck roast or something, go grab the beef. Also saying, you know, if you want to talk shit, I got a roast pan. I'm going to roast your ass. All right? Don't come here with that shit. Put you in the dirt like a fucking UFO crash. He's going to put you so far down that you were hitting terminal velocity coming into our atmosphere and hit at an angle to just bury yourself into the ground so deep because you're a UFO coming from outer space. That's how far he's going to bury you. Come on.
Murder it with slow raps. All they do is go fast. Turn them to some ghosts with the most facts. Slow clap. Pulling triggers quickly with no blowback.
And this whole part's nasty. I mean, this whole part is nasty. Turn them into ghosts with the most claps. Pulling triggers with no blowback. Like, man. The metaphor, the wordplay, the flow switches, everything about this song is just, it's a work of art. It's a masterpiece.
Go fast, turn them to some ghosts with the most facts. Slow clap, pulling triggers quickly with no blowback. Cracking under pressure like a cold glass. No.
Cracking under pressure like a cold glass. Okay, this is another bar I liked.
Rappers mad at murder it with slow raps. All they do is go fast, turn them to some ghosts with the most facts. Slow clap, pulling triggers quickly with no blowback. Cracking under pressure like a cold glass.
Cracking under pressure like a cold glass. What happens when you take a cold piece of glass and bring it into like a warm atmosphere or put it into warm water? Or even a simpler example, when you take an ice cube out and throw it into a glass of room temperature water or something, and the ice immediately just starts shattering and cracking in there. It's awesome.
As no fans, jealous that I rose fast. Y'all are on the road back. Look at your career, it's a joke, man. Promise that I won't laugh. Say you got the smoke, can't afford gas. Oh man, so sad. You record your album in a closet full of clothes with a notepad. Strong on the outside, muscles with no bone mass.
Strong on the outside, muscles with no bone mass. You know, like he's obviously speaking about either a fictitious person or a real person without saying their name. I don't know if he's like making like the straw man type of rapper who would come after him. You know, the clout chasers, or if this is like a specific person. Either way, it doesn't matter. But muscles with no bone mass, basically saying you have no backbone. You have nothing, you know, you stand for nothing. You're all, you know, you look like fine, you look all muscles on the outside and everything. Looks like you know, you're a sturdy person, but you don't even have a skeleton. No bone mass. You can't even hold yourself up on your own merit. So, you know.
Let's look at
why they are clout chasing.
for a second, man. I was deep in depression, making me weak and pathetic.
This
I thought
part's
I
awesome.
needed their blessings. It leaves an impression. I feel the infection. Repeating the lessons will only lead to me, and that's a lethal injection. And I was chasing a dragon with no medieval invention. I go to
Okay. If you don't understand the reference to chase the dragon with no medieval invention, and then hold on, because he says one other thing that connects it.
only lead to me, and that's a lethal injection. And I was chasing a dragon with no medieval invention. I go to sleep and dream my life would be for me if I catch it.
I go to sleep and dream of how life would be for me if I catch it. Okay, if you're not familiar with chasing the dragon, I can't remember if it's a specific drug or if it's, the way I understand it is the action, essentially. So a lot of people talk about chasing the dragon with like heroin and coke. Essentially, the first time you do those drugs, you get a very intense high. Very intense, okay? So you want to keep getting that level of buzz. The second time you do it, your body has built up a little bit of a tolerance now. You either have to increase the amount that you do, or you're not going to get as high. So you up it a little bit, okay? But you never can catch the dragon, okay? You will never get as high as you did the first time. You will never get that feeling again because you've already been exposed to it. Your body's already learning how to deal with it. It's making the, you know, proper chemical receptors or whatever, you know. I mean, it's you're building a tolerance to it, right? Because the way the body works, if it's getting a lot of a certain chemical, okay, if dopamine is being flooded into the brain, your body will make more dopamine receptors. So now it takes more dopamine to give you the same feeling as when you had less receptors, okay? That's a very basic level just to give you the point. So you can never catch this dragon. You can chase it all the time. And this is why Hollywood celebrities and rich people and just normal everyday people end up overdosing a lot of the time. Because it's a constant downward spiral. You always have to do more and more to more to feel a little further away every time from that first high that you got. So you're chasing a dragon. The only place you're catching it is in your dreams, because you can never catch it again in real life. Like, ugh. Sorry for the lesson on drugs, but you know, that's what that means. Like, and it's fucking hard. And then obviously the lethal injection. I want to say that's a shot at Mac Lethal, or at least paying homage to the diss.
Let my demons possess me till I woke up in the wreckage and realized that I destroyed a whole cathedral of blessings. It's like
Let his demons possess him and realize he woke up to he destroyed a whole cathedral of blessings. Like, he's saying he had everything. He had all the blessings in the world. And his demons took him on a path of destruction. And he destroyed an entire cathedral's worth of blessing. Think of a cathedral and how many blessings have to have gone on in there. He destroyed the entire thing, threw it all away.
my feet were magnetic, the street was
Oh,
still
this
reconnected.
part. Man.
I realized that I destroyed a whole cathedral of blessings. It's like my feet were magnetic, the street was still reconnected. I couldn't seem to reach the sky no matter how far I'm stretched.
My feet were magnets, the street was steel, we connected. Couldn't seem to reach the sky no matter how far I stretched it. He's saying, you know, it's a metaphor, obviously. If you had magnetic feet and the street was steel, you'd be stuck. And you're trying to shoot for the stars. You're trying to reach your, you know, goals and go to different heights. But you are being physically attached to the ground. And no matter how much you stretch, there's only so far that you can actually reach. Because you are bound by the street, by the magnetic force that is holding you there. Like, Tom! Like I said, the wordplay, the metaphors, just everything about this damn song.
It's like my feet were magnetic, the street was still reconnected. I couldn't seem to reach the sky no matter how far I'm stretching. And I was beaten to death and screaming for help for a second. Now I put everything I bleed into completing my records. I can't compete with my past, but I'm still seeking the relics. And I believe with every breath I breathe, the sequel is better. No fear, surrender, I'm clear of the pressure. The tears I remember will never let me forget. I was near to the devil, I never claimed to be holy, but I got angels.
I think that's, you know, pretty self-explanatory verse there. You know, again, the struggle with his demons and all that stuff.
In the relics, and I believe with every breath I breathe, the sequel is better. No fear, surrender, I'm clear of the pressure. The tears I remember will.
And every breath that I breathe, the sequel is better. Saying like he's the sequel. He's Tom 2.0. This is Tom 2.0. And the more he goes on, the sequel is just getting better and better. All right, because he's straightened everything out now.
Never let me forget I was near to the devil. I never claimed to be holy, but I got angels protection. I got a barbed wire halo and devil horns I don't mention. Yeah, the Lord is my savior, but revenge is so tempting. I don't expect to see heaven. If that's the case, I respect
So
it.
hard.
Cause I tried to cage the beast, but it's woken up the broken locks. I'm crushing everything I see like empty cans of soda pop. You titties on your knees like a
I do have to point this out though. That is in 30 plus songs. Because I can find no way to connect that or make it relevant. The titties on your knees. It's a filler, and it is the first one, and that's amazing, though. Like, I am not knocking him for that. Do not take that the wrong way. To go 30-plus songs and to have this song and have one tiny, teeny tiny, maybe there's a reference that I just don't understand. That's absolutely 100% possible. And if I'm wrong on this, fill me in below. But And I caught this on like one of my much later listens. I'm like, but it's okay, Tom. It's amazing that you went all this time and I've never heard one. Never one in your bars.
Who don't own a bra, put a bullet in your head like words you only spoke to God. I'm rowing through an ocean all alone inside an open box, frozen from the blowing snow and soaking through my only socks. Y'all noticed me and chose the heat. So
oh, listen to this part, then we'll go over it.
Now the water's boiling hot. You'd hope I croak. I'm dope and coke. Don't crack it. Turn to solid rock. Hey.
You hope. Okay, I have trouble getting it. I know exactly what he said, but I can't say it myself. Okay, like this is it's hard. So I'm not a rapper.
Through an ocean all alone inside an open box, frozen from the blowing snow and soaking through my only socks. Y'all noticed me and chose the heat, so now the water's boiling.
You noticed me and chose the heat, so now the water's boiling hot. Okay, so they're bringing the heat, they're bringing the fire. Okay, the water is boiling. He is freezing in a box, right? Just in some soaking socks, and then here they come with the heat, and now the water around him starting to boil.
Hot. You'd hope I croak. I'm dope and coke. Don't crack it. Turn to solid rock.
You'd hope I'd croak, but dope and coke don't crack. It turns to solid rock. Oh my God. I don't even know if I could say that again. I have to listen to it and then I could say it like within the first 5 seconds of hearing it. But you'd hope I'd croak, but dope and coke don't crack. It turns to solid rock. Oh, and this is another drug reference. Okay, and if you want to get a much more detailed version of this bar, there's a song by Master P, who, like I said, I blame for a lot of things, called "Make Crack Like This." Okay, it gives you the formula, lays it all out for you if you ever wanted to know. But essentially, dope and cocaine is what makes crack. And you apply, I don't know exactly what you do, okay, because I've never done this, I'm not into this, but you apply heat and some other things, and at the end, you get crack, which is like impacted coke, essentially, that has been formed into a solid rock. Like, he's saying in the hardest way imaginable that you thought I would crack under the pressure, but you're just fortifying me. And I am stronger because of it. Like, Tom, why? Why can't you just say it like that? Why can't you just say it how I just said it, man? Come on.
Hey, I ain't talking to you losers like you know the cops. I'm rich and that ain't bad for a kid who couldn't hold a job. Budget brand rappers, all that Gucci fake, I own a lot. You can't afford the way I live, you trying to control the cost. Whoa, I'm in solo mode, your promo won't affect the drop. Artists that you promo don't have clout, the photo likes are bot.
And now he's saying like how other rappers buy these likes and they buy clicks and do all this, and he's going to drop his stuff at the same time, and it's not going to affect him because all your shit's fake, and he has his organic, real views and real fans coming to see his stuff.
Try to put me in the dirt, I'll thrive like you were growing pot. You prototypes are hurt.
Try to put me in the dirt, I thrive like you're growing pot. Okay, pot is a weed. If you ever have weeds in your yard, they grow. You throw them in the dirt and they grow. Now, there's a lot more to it than that. I understand. You know, I'm not saying, you know, everybody just throw stuff around and shit grows. I understand that, but that's the sentiment he's getting at.
Y'all need work, let me open shop. Y'all don't understand me like a burner phone, it's coded top. You'll never see my POV like you don't know the GoPro.
You'll never understand my POV like the GoPro's off. Okay? Saying you can't see my point of view. And it would be like if you shot a POV of an activity with a GoPro and it was off the entire time. And you go home and you want to see the POV and it's not there because you never turned it on. Kind of like what happened to my no response video yesterday with the audio. So you can't see the POV. You didn't catch it. You can't see it. You'll never be able to.
Make sure that the drone is all in slow-mo so when y'all get shot, the footage captures.
And this is all nasty. The drone with the bodies rotting and uploading it to YouTube, making a donate button for your mom. This whole thing's nasty. Nasty.
Every single moment while your corpses rot. Shoot it all on broken arms, touch it up in Photoshop. Upload it to YouTube with a donate button for your mom. So alarmed, y'all can never reach me with the...
He's saying he's going to kill you and film it and film your bodies rotting. And then he's going to upload it to YouTube. It'll probably go viral. He'll have a donate button there for your mom to help bury you and take care of her. You know, it's like, you know, he's going to act like he's doing something altruistic. And really, he's the one who caused the whole mess.
Broken arms, untouchable as alcoholics' wallets at an open bar.
And that's funny. I mean, that's self-explanatory. And the Da Vinci Code embedded in like most of my songs. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Since I've done this in chronological order, I have been able to make connections and see specific, even subtle themes that is throughout all of his music. Most of this stuff is connected, or at least references back. Like, there's a lot. And like I said in one video, I can't remember, I think it was the I'm Sorry, he makes a lot of references of like being the shepherd to his flock being his fan base, and that he'll protect them. You know, he makes a lot of references in a lot of different songs about that. And in every way, every time he does it, it's a different way. So it's like a Da Vinci Code. Like you gotta really be paying attention. And the fact that I've done these all so close together really helps too, because everything is still so fresh in my mind. You know, like if I would have done, if I went from Dear Rappers to now in like a year's time, I probably wouldn't see the stuff embedded in most of his songs.
You think my home is Noah's Ark? Past is full of broken hearts, opponents that have blown apart. My logo on the stove, I let it smolder till they know the mark.
You know how I told you to remember that bar? You know how I told you to remember that bar, right? That little simple one. What was it again? I Google the net worth of rappers and I don't respond. It's about to become very relevant.
Full of broken hearts, opponents that have blown apart. My logo on the stove, I let it smolder till they know the mark. While y'all were finding Nemo, I composed a team of total sharks. Hid inside the reef and chiseled teeth till they were over shark. Y'all fishy rappers went to sleep to dream of coral seas and stars. We silently and violently reminded y'all the ocean's dark.
Do you guys understand the reference? Or do you understand what he did there? So, having children, I've watched a lot of Finding Nemo. Okay, and Finding Dory. Fantastic movies, man. Love them. But anyway, the reef is a safe place. And a lot of times, fish come there and they have their young and their hatchlings or whatever. They lay their eggs there because it's a safe, shallow water, plenty of food. It's a great place for them to kind of become adult fish and then swim off of the reef. He wants to remind them, though. And okay, in Finding Nemo, Finding Dory, the reef, the lighting is always well lit and it looks safe and inviting and happy. And then when they show like a scene where maybe you'll see the reef falling off and then the open ocean on the other side, that part of the ocean is always very darkly lit, very ominous and scary looking. Okay. So, oh my God. And this blew my mind. This blew my mind. Okay. So I told you he doesn't punch down, right? So think about who the rappers who are clout chasing after him are. Okay. The ones who have a much smaller audience, who are trying to build their name after going after this guy. They are like the hatchlings in the reef. They are the young fish who are just going about their days, swimming, okay? Having a little nibble of something over here, playing around with their friends, riding on that little, the stingray teacher guy, you know? I mean, they're having a good old time. They don't worry about anything else. Their bubble is safe. It's inviting. It's plentiful. When you go into the ocean, it's dark, and there's monsters, and there is sharks with very sharp teeth waiting right off of that reef. So he's saying You're this little fish. I'm going to leave you alone while you're this little fish. I'm not going to punch down. I'm not going to have an easy snack. But if you ever make a name for yourself and you become big, I'm waiting right outside that reef, and I will remind you this ocean's dark. Saying once they build a name and they're a big fish in the open ocean, he's going to tear their ass apart. His teeth are over sharp. Like, come the fuck on, Tom. Really. Really. Maybe I'm looking too far into that. But holy shit, I like that way of thinking about it.
I really feel sorry for your corny bars. Maybe you'll...
And then this next part, I'm not sure if he's talking about, like, again, a specific person or like a caricature of the type of rapper who's coming after him. But this is all hard. The Tony Stark reference, the Homer Simpson reference, this is all hard.
Proven this is setting up your story arc. I am more like Iron Man, you are more like Tony Stark. You're human, I'm a robo suit equipped with guns and poison darts, choking y'all to death like I am Homer home alone with Bart. I wish you would on every glowing star. Core is hard, high performance parts from a pro garage. All I see is smoke and sparks every time your motor starts. What more you got?
And that is a perfect way to end, basically telling them, you're focusing on the superficial stuff. You're getting all these high performance parts from pro garages. But at your core, at the base, you don't even have a solid engine. You don't even have a solid foundation. You can't even get your career off the ground because your engine won't even start. You're buying, new muffler systems and tail fins, and you're dropping the front end and getting an aerodynamic grill and everything, and your car won't even start, man. Fix the engine first and then worry about all that other stuff.
In store for me, your death threats were ghost stories, and what's next gonna be painful. Gravestones.
And I understand that's he's just referencing his albums, but it's a double because it could be a reference to his albums, or it could literally mean what he said. Like, I wish the initial reaction would have came out. This was the most amazing musical experience I've ever had in my life. I mean, I want to say there were 6, 7, 8 flow switches throughout that whole thing. I mean, the metaphors, the wordplay. I mean, we just went over it all. It's disgusting. It's just all disgusting. Like I said, I tried not to listen to it again. I listened to it like 6, 7, probably even 8 times yesterday. It's just so good. Like I said, you don't compare this to any other rap song. This doesn't get compared to any other piece of modern music. This gets compared with the greats of all time. Mozart, Bach, Beethoven. I'm sorry, man. That's all there is to it. So that's it, guys. That's the reaction. I know, it wasn't the normal video I do, but that's what I got for you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everybody. Middle-aged white guy reacts is out. Peace.